I don't know if I would use it more than search because I use search for like navigation, but if I'm looking for an answer, I now go to chat over search.
It is Tuesday, May the 19th, and Baller,
Yes, Joe.
Tues guys are on the move once again, but this time permanently? Question mark? You want to tell the people a little bit about where you are, what's going on, how you feeling? Just give us a little update. Tell us about your life.
Things are great. I love it.
Great.
Here. I don't really have much else to say. First time in South Carolina.
So today on the pod, we have some exciting things to talk about, starting with Tues Chat coming to you. We're going to hear live from the developer of Tues Chat, Tues Baller. He's going to tell us a little bit about how it works, how to use it, how to get access to it, all things Tues Chat. The Rebuild live stream announcement, the first time that we're going to let the people know about our plans for a Rebuild 4.0 live stream.
Top twos board games. Can we do that?
Yeah. All right, Baller. Let's go ahead and start with you because I've been flapping my gums a whole lot.
Let's talk twos first, and then
Talk twos first. Talk twos first. All right, let's talk twos. Baller, let's kick it over to you to tell us a little bit more about Tues Chat.
Awesome. Thank you, Joey. Tues Chat is essentially our Chat GPT for twos. So like you would talk to Chat GPT about anything in the world, ask it questions. This is specifically just about your twos or the things that you put in your twos. So if you put a lot into twos, then you can ask it a lot of different questions.
But yeah, no, Tues Chat is your ability to query your knowledge base with natural language. The cool thing about Tues Chat is search relies on exact keyword matches. Tues Chat infers what you're asking and then finds you one or multiple relevant responses. So it's much more direct, it's much faster. One of my wins was I've been going to a lot of coffee shops while I've been in Jacksonville. And so I asked it for a list of all the different coffee shops I've been to because I want to add them to my Jacksonville recommendations list. Literally within seconds, it spit out the 3 coffee shops that I've been to. And I didn't even put coffee shop in the thing. It actually did infer that the places that I'd written down were coffee shops, and it was able to return them to me. I was blown away.
That's crazy. I don't even know necessarily how it did that. I don't know if I would use it more than search because I use search for like navigation, but if I'm looking for an answer, I now go to chat over search.
I have one more example. The people and the baristas that I've met at these coffee shops, again, which span over multiple days. Now, for those ones, it's a little, less mind-blowing because I did write down Christian at Steady Coffee or Savannah at Steady Coffee, but I didn't write people. I didn't write met. I just wrote name at place. And then I said, who are all the people that I met? Because whenever I'm walking in to Steady Coffee and I see one of the baristas, the first thing I want to say is, hey, Christian, and him go, hell yeah, hey, Joe. So it's, the speed, the inferencing is amazing. The understanding is amazing.
I went to go get a haircut and I wanted to know how long it had been since I had gotten a haircut. And I searched, when was the last time I got a haircut? And it came back with the immediate date.
So good.
Which I was like, all right, good stuff.
Chat.
Yeah.
Good. Baller, can you tell us a little bit about how we are keeping people's privacy top of mind when it comes to using Tues Chat and the fact that they can be comfortable, remaining private while using Tues Chat?
Yeah. I think the highlight is that we're not training models with any of it. It's all just a query to a vector database, and then it's using OpenAI's API, which doesn't do any storage or training on AI, the API usage, which is different than using ChatGPT itself, where there is some training going on there is some storage going on there. So it just, everything about it is private and like on server.
We are incorporating more AI features into twos because it just helps continue to build usefulness out of a place to write things down. And our goal is to build like a personal AI engine, a personal database for you to write anything down that matters to you, along with AI to make that information as useful and beneficial as possible.
I mentioned it in the chat video, but it's like we will always and forever be trying to build the best place to write, remember, and share things. But it's like that's what we want to give people, because that's where the majority of the benefit lies, and like having a quick place to capture and all in one place to capture, like a place to just get things off of your mind, and then being able to actually remember those things or share those things after they've been recorded or captured, and all of the AI that we've built on top of it, from like correcting grammar or translating or now searching with it or having a conversation with it. Eventually it'll be like creating lists for you or setting reminders for you. All of it is building upon the best place to write things down, like the best place to write, remember, and share things. So I think that they're just like natural progressions. It all circles around like, when I have something to write down, where do I write it down? And us just trying to create the best place to do that.
Yeah, and like Two's chat, you've said it plenty of times, and so I just want to make sure that it goes heavily emphasized. Remembering or finding the things that you've written down is so beneficial to writing in the first place.
Yeah.
So that's why this feature is so useful, and it's only going to improve from here. But be patient with chat. Let us know when you're running into, good things, bad things. It will never, should never make up information. It should only ever say, here's the answer based on the data that you've written in twos, or I don't have information about that. And in terms of I don't have information about that, just keep in mind that we default to saying we don't know as compared to making stuff up.
Yeah, it's going to be an experiment where to protect our server from getting overrun and crashing constantly, we are going to be syncing people very slowly. So it is essentially going to be a line or a queue where the first people to opt in to Two's chat, it's opt in. We're not going to do anything without you saying that you want it. Yeah, it's costing us. So we don't want to give it to people that are not interested in using it to some extent. So yeah, it's just going to be the people that opt into it. You will get hit when you have access to it. You will see a modal that has a switch on it to opt in. You can click it there, or you can click it in the side menu settings, integrations, PALs, which is like our AI, personal active lists. But once you turn that on, then you will see it will begin syncing. If no one else is syncing, yours will start syncing. If there are people online, you'll be in the back of the line. And we're just going to sync one person at a time until nobody's syncing anymore.
You will see the button as soon as you turn on the toggle, correct?
Yeah.
You'll see the button as soon as you turn on the toggle. You can start asking chat questions.
There's a warning message now that says while it's syncing, it's not going to know anything.
And yeah, if you want to move it into your nav bar, more, and then in more, there's a button that says customize. Yeah. And under customize, you can drag chat from either more into side menu or side menu into nav bar. And then nav bar means it'll be one of the four action buttons at the bottom of your screen.
That's the rollout process. That's the syncing process.
So OTs, which means people who signed up before September the 2nd. September the 2nd, 2024, if you have the green OT badge next to your username, then you're getting first access. OTs and paid subscribers. So if you're not an OT, then you can get access to Two's chat as a part of early access by going to side menu, coins, and then Two's Plus. Now again, That is mobile only.
Soon it will be everyone, but we're just rolling it out. We're figuring it out. So if you want to get access to it, subscribe.
We're super excited. We hope that you're excited too. Please subscribe to Twos to support our lean, mean, writing things down machine.
All right, let's dive into Rebuild live stream.
Yeah, so Twos Baller 4.0.
Yeah.
Before we get into like what exactly that means, can you tell us a little bit about 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0?
Yes. So I have built twos from the ground up 3 times. The first time I was still in college. It was the first app I had ever tried to build. I built it with, at that time, was called the Mean Stack, which is actually very close to what the current programming languages and technologies that we use, but it was using Angular instead of React, which is Google's programming language, rather than React, which is Facebook's programming language. But I had built that. It took me about a year. That was what was released. And that was Twos, your personal database, lists and notes, writing things down, and then sharing things. You could only share things. You couldn't share lists. But it was very simple. No reorder, no changing of the thing type, no move.
No to-dos, no reminders.
We had stars, though.
You did have stars. You had stars and you had a toggle next to each thing for whether or not you wanted to post it. Do you want to post this thing?
It was originally launched, but then I changed it to a peace sign.
Peace sign.
That was V1. V2 was Rebuild with React and React Native. And that was just a stripped down version of Twos. There was no social side. I just wanted it to be a better writing experience. I really wanted to focus in on the writing experience because it wasn't very good at that. So it was kind of just like a retake on that whole experience. I don't remember exactly what was the motivator to start V3 over V2. I think I think I had just learned a lot while at Trustwork around React. Like I could just kind of organize things a bit better, and rather than like organizing what I'd already done, just started from scratch. And that was the same kind of story. It was no social. We did that. So the current version that we're on has been like 6 years in development, 5 years in development,
and
so
thousands of deploys, hundreds of features, a couple of different redesigns, like a lot of really cool stuff in V3 and a lot of fond memories. So now tell us a little bit about V4. What the hell? What the hell?
I think that we always have realized that what we have is somewhat complicated. It's not the like dumb use this app experience that a lot of like consumers enjoy. I think our app would probably be better for enterprise or like business use cases,
which is fun, which is amazing, because like I think that one of the main reasons that is because when the founders themselves are power users, it's easy to get lost in the sauce. It's easy to kind of be like, this is so easy to use. Look at the buttons. They're colored. They have simple names. Like, what do you mean you don't know how to add a sublist? It's obviously Command K, you know? And it's like, so we get an equal amount of feedback, I think, that say it's the easiest thing I've ever used, as people who say it's a hard thing for me to use. Yeah. ChatGPT, Snapchat,
Google,
Instagram, Google. These apps that are like super powered to help just everyday people use. It's amazing to think that we still have like a lot of room to grow for Twos in being that tool, like that kind of like is a part of that similar conversation. But that's a big reason for 4.0. So I'll let you pick up from there.
Yeah, so that's kind of why we're doing it. The way that we're going to be doing it is exciting. I'm going to be attempting to do a vibe coding Twos thing. I don't know what you call it.
New design, new onboarding, new simplification measures. less features, better designed features. Android users, new React libraries, which should improve speed and performance. Woohoo! So pretty much everything that makes a computer program operational is built on the code base. We are starting over from that code base 0. But here's the mega exciting part. We are doing it live. Live on air. Two's Joe and Two's Baller are gonna be vibe coding, live coding, whatever you want to call it. And the whole purpose of that is as a marketing measure for us to also, get your feedback as we build, what to prioritize, what to change, what to not change. Obviously, we will, maintain our best discretion at building the best tool possible, but we want the community's help. We literally want your help. So you can expect some emails, you can expect some messages. This is our first announcement of our plans to do so. We haven't told Nino yet, but we want Nino's help with the vibe coding sessions. Trobo, you too. But yeah, that's the vision. All right, let's talk a little bit about some non-technical things. For our first returning segment, we have Bring a Thing. It's where Two's Joe and Two's Baller share a thing that they wrote down in Two's and explain a little bit about the background and purpose of having written that thing. Baller, I'm going to kick it to you. Did you bring a thing?
I did bring a thing.
Wonderful.
My thing is from a book I recently read called Don't Believe Everything You Think by Joseph Nigan. If you want something new to be created, such as new thoughts, then you must first create space so that you can receive new ideas that can change your life. My mind always is going. I'm always thinking about things. The majority of the thoughts are unproductive. This book was all about thinking is not good and actually is what causes pain and suffering. And there's a difference between like thoughts, which basically come from nowhere, and thinking, which is like based on a thought, and then you are creating your own narrative and whatever about it. This is like just make room for thoughts, stop thinking, and the like natural experience for us is joy when you're not thinking, when you're not having whatever narrative it is. You are in joy. You are in like a piece of happiness when there's nothing going on. Like that's just our natural state. So trying to create more of that, recognizing when I'm thinking, when I'm creating struggle or suffering, and blocking, just blanking the mind.
You mentioned something, and it's also 100 degrees outside in Jacksonville, Florida. That is disgusting. That was a good example of a thought that turned into thinking that went to a negative place.
There we go. That's how it happens.
Tell us a little bit about how thoughts differ from thinking and the best way to like kind of manage that process.
Well, a thought could be anything. It could be like, I want Jack in the Box. Mm-hmm. Or I think we should vibe code twos on live stream. For the Jack in the Box example, the thinking or the pain would be, oh, but then it's going to make me fat, and I don't have enough money for that, and I'm going to feel terrible after, and what are the people that are going to be at Jack in the Box going to be thinking about me? And it's just like these I guess they're thoughts, but it's kind of like thinking that comes after the original thought.
Yeah.
That is what is causing the problem. With the live coding one, it's like, oh, but like, what if it doesn't work? Or like, what if no one watches? Or what if it's just all of this additional thinking that goes beyond the original thought. And they're basically just like, just have the thought and just leave it at the thought. Now clear, go back to nothing and wait for the next thought to come. And wait for the next thought to come. You don't have to think about anything really. You can kind of just let it go.
Yeah. Thoughts are unbiased. Thinking is extremely biased.
Yeah. Did you bring a thing, Joey?
I did bring a thing, Baller. Thank you for asking. Because I write things down. I write things down that I want to remember and act upon in my life.
Let's hear it.
I wrote this thing down a couple of days ago, and it says, One of my favorite Bible verses is Romans chapter 8, verse 18. The pain you have been feeling cannot compare to the joy that's coming. And I really, really love this mindset because I think, at least for myself, we're in a very transient state of our lives. We've decided to pull ourselves out of the community that we had built up in Tampa. We decided to go to places where we don't have a whole lot of experience, friends, relationships, whatever it may be. And a lot of that change has some pain and some difficulty associated with it. It's a lot of loneliness. It's a lot of new people. It's a lot of thinking about like, wow, how did I leave my cushy little life in Tampa where, everything was very predictable and set up and perfect? And why did I do that? But I think that both you and I really resonated to the fact that like, we're just, living, breathing, learning humans. And so the pain that we're experiencing now in this transition is merely just a, chapter to the joy that we hope to create in our lives. You will be okay. Everything will be okay. And you just can't even begin to imagine what it'll feel like when you get there. So I really enjoyed writing that down. I really enjoy learning things. I really enjoy acting on the things that I write.
Thank you for bringing that thing. I love that thing.
Wonderful.
The best is yet to come.
The best is yet to come. So let's get into top two's board games.
Let's
Baller, you suggested this. So
ready?
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Damn it. I swear, I just wanted to lose that eventually.
I knew I had you.
I wanted to lose it.
Right.
I wanted to lose.
Top board game all time. Sheesh. My number one favorite board game is a game called Stratego. Have you played?
Mm-mm.
It's like Capture the Flag.
Mm.
It's my number one.
All right. My number one board game of all time is the game of life.
Dang it.
There's nothing better than that big, colorful wheel. There's nothing better than filling up your car with kids and a wife and all of those silly little, pieces, for lack of a better term. Whoever made the game of life, clearly did their homework and had a really good perspective on the different ins and outs. And it is a fun game.
I mean, life. That would have been my number two. So
I'm glad I snagged it.
I wish we would have had that. I wish we would have had
my number twos is Sorry.
That's a good one.
Sorry is another really, really fun game. I love the element of revenge. The idea that you sent me back to my home base, and so now I'm sending you back to your home base, and it's all based on those cards that you draw. Sorry is another great board game.
My number twos is Rubik's Cube, I think it's called.
Never played that either. I know Rubik's Cubes, but I've never played Rubik's Cube.
Is it called Rubik's Cube?
Brother, you lost me.
Rummy Cube.
That one sounds more familiar.
You get to see the board or not the board, but all the pieces laid out there. Sure. And you're doing freaking a zillion moves.
Maybe as a part of the live stream, I'll just play board games online with the community.
See, good top twos.
Baller has 2 hours of vibe coding to do. We're playing life. Everybody join my live life game.
Good top twos.
Great top twos. Who said that we should cut that? What an idiot. All right, Baller. Well, that is another wonderful episode of Twos Talk. Obviously, a lot of exciting updates. No promises on when the next episode of Twos Talk is going to be, because guess what? We're just vibe guys. We vibe on Twos Talk whenever there's vibes to be had. We would love for y'all's help spreading the word about Twos. We would love for your feedback and thoughts on Twos Chat. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel and to Twos if you'd like early access and also just want to support us and what we do in building the best place to write things down. Twos Baller, thank you so much for hopping on. And until next time, Twos out.
Twos out. I love you.